And we're back with some more New York Rangers franchise mode in FHM 11. And in this one, we have the playoffs of year number 13, starting out against the Washington Capitals, who are 38, 32, and 12. As for us, we had a pretty good year. I mean, we still had a nasty skid in January, especially, and then parts of February as well. But all in all, a very good season. So let's simulate ahead and get to game number 1 against the Washington Capitals. Sim game. That'll be a 5-2 New York Rangers victory. Shots are 46-23 in favor of the Rangers. 3 stars of the game are Artamonov, Kyla, and Nadeau. First period, you have Artamonov with a goal from Kyla and Nadeau to make it 1-0. Then you have Connor McDougal for Washington to make it 1-1. Then Harshaw and Kyla to make it 2-1, heading in the locker room from Cole and Artamonov. Then in the second period, you have Connor McDougal again to make it tied at 2, but then Harshaw and Kyla from Nadeau and Artamonov, and then Larson from Villeneuve and Cataford to make it 4-2. Heading in the third period, where it's Martin Mrazek with the empty net goal from Venberg to make it a 5-2 victory. All right, here we go. Game number 2 will be a 5-4 Washington victory this time. Shots of 38-35. Favor the Rangers. 3 stars of the game, Kennedy with a hat trick, Nadeau and Carter. First period, Alexei Vlasov with the goal for Washington to make it 1-0. Then you have Bradley Nadeau from Dennis and Willander to make it 1-1. But that's Quinn Kennedy with his first to make it 2-1. Second period, Quinn Kennedy with another to make it 3-1. But then we get 3 in a row. The first from Tomek, from Venberg, and Cole. Then you have Arvidsson from Ryabkin and Reed. And then it's Artamonov from Kyla and Nadeau to make it 4-3, heading into the third, where it's Kennedy with the hat trick and then Carter with the power play goal with less than a minute remaining as well. Oh, that is unfortunate. And we are now tied at 1 in the series. All right, here we go. Game number 3 will be a 5-2 Rangers victory. Shots are 42-26. Favor the Rangers. 3 stars of the game, Tomek, Nadeau, and Cole. First period, you have Yevgeny Kozlov with the goal from Arvidsson to make it 1-0. Then you have Quinn Kennedy with the goal to make it 1-1. Then in the second period, you have Venberg with a power play goal from Cole and Tomek to make it 2-1. But then it's Tomek from Nadeau and Dennis to make it 3-1. Then you have Schaefer Gordon Carroll with the goal to make it 3-2. But then it's Tobias Tomek from Villeneuve to make it 4-2. Heading in the third period, where it's Viggo Bjork with his first of the playoffs from Bradley Nadeau to make it a 5-2 victory. All right, here we go into game number 4. That will be a 5-1 Rangers victory. Shots are 41-20. Favor the Rangers. 3 stars of the game, Dennis with the hat trick. Wow. Tomek and Bjork. First period, Cameron Reed with a goal from Tomek and Bjork to make it 1-0. Then it's Dennis with his first of the game on the power play from Kyla and Ryabkin to make it 2-0. Heading in the second period was Byfield with a goal to make it 2-1. Where you head into the third period, you have Dennis with his second goal game from Kyla and Marian Ochkin to make it 3-1. Tobias Tomek from Bjork and Nadeau makes it 4-1. And then it's Jack Dennis from Tomek with the hat trick goal to make it a 5-1 victory. All right, here we go. Game number 5 going into it. There you go. Jesper Arvidsson with the goal from Kozlov and Mrazek makes it 1-0. But there's Washington. Nolan Armstrong with the goal makes it 1-1. There's 2-1. Tobias Tomek with his 5th goal of the playoffs from Bjork. And we head in the locker room up by 1. And there you go. Tobias Tomek with another one from Martin Mrazek makes it 3-1. And we now head in the third period up by 2. There it is. There's 4-1. Matthew Cataford with the goal from Ryabkin and Kyla makes it 4-1. But there's 4-2. Caden Petrie with the goal from Zeke Burns and Nolan Armstrong. So Zeke Burns getting an assist against your New York Rangers. But there's a goal 5-2. Tobias Tomek with the goal from Bjork with 8:06 remaining in the third. And this should be all but wrapped up. And there's another one for Tomek with a 4-goal night from Dennis and Bjork. And will that be it? Yes, indeed. That will be it, and we're moving on to round number 2. Shots of 33-31 in favor of the Rangers. 3 stars of the game, Tomek with a 4-goal performance, Bjork and Mrazek. And now in the second round, we have the 55-17-10 Pittsburgh Penguins, and it looks like they have the home ice advantage here in this series. So this should be interesting. Here we go. Game number 1 against Pittsburgh will be a 3-1 Rangers victory. Shots are 43-30 in favor of your Rangers. 3 stars of the game, Artamonov, Kirch, and Kyla. First period, you have Greg Larson with the goal. Get things started from Willander and Cataford. Make it 1-0. Then you have Merrick Kirch to make it 1-1 heading in the second period where there's no scoring. Third period, you have Nadeau from Artamonov and Villeneuve. And then Artamonov from Cole and Kyla 30 seconds later to finish off the game with a 3-1 victory. All right, here we go. Game number 2 against Pittsburgh. That'll be a 8-5 Pittsburgh victory. Yikes. Shots are 50-45 in favor of Pittsburgh. 3 stars of the game, Auger East, Spacek, and Vondrayska. First period, we scored first from Ryabkin from Bose and Kozlov to make it 1-0. And then Artamanov, we get a 2-goal lead from Nadeau. But then it's Kevin He and Carter Kingerski to make it tied at 2. Heading in the second period, where it's 3 Pittsburgh goals in a row from He, Ronti, and Spacek to make it 5-2. Then we followed up with 2 Rangers goals to make it interesting heading into the third. The first from Venberg, from Bjork, and Tomek to make it 5-3, and then Kyla from Cole to make it 5-4. But then in the third period, it's Lachenko, Auger East, and Spacek with 3 more goals to make it 8-4. Tom Willander with a late goal from Jesper Arvidsson to make it interesting, but it was way too little too late as Pittsburgh gets 8 on us. All right, here we go. Game number 3 will be a 10-4 Rangers victory. My goodness, we're going back and forth with the shooting gallery here, at least in games 2 and 3. Shots of 47-35 in favor of the Rangers. 3 stars of the game. Tomek with a 6-point night. Venberg and then Cole. First period, you have Tobias Tomek getting things started from Venberg and Bjork to make it 1-0. Second period, you have Kroxel and Kirch with the goals for Pittsburgh to put them up 2-1, but then we would end their hopes right there in the second period as Mitchell Bose with a goal from Venberg and Tomek makes it 2-2. Harshan Kyla from Nadeau and Artamanov, then Cole from Nadeau. Then you have Kyla again from Artamanov and Cole, and then Nadeau from Willander. Makes it 6-2 heading into the third period, where we score 3 more back-to-back goals. Bose on the power play from Tomek and Artamanov to make it 7-2. Tomek with back-to-back goals, the first from Villeneuve and Bjork, the second from Venberg, makes it 9-2. Then you have Jake O'Brien, makes it 9-3. Oscar Venberg with the goal from Mrazek and Tomek makes it 10-3, and then Chad Hanna with the goal makes it the final score of 10-4. And with that victory, that puts us up 2-1 in the series. So let's hope we can go up 3-1 here in game number 4. What'll it be? That'll be a 4-1 Pittsburgh victory. Shots are 33-27 in favor of Pittsburgh. 3 stars of the game: Maltby, Kroxel, and Brink. First period, you have Jacob Maltby with the goal, makes it 1-0 heading into the second, where there's no scoring. And the third period, you have Kroxel, O'Brien, and Maltby with back-to-back goals. Makes it 4-0 before we could get our first very late in the period. We just narrowly avoided the shutout. Nadeau with the goal from Tomek and Villeneuve makes it 4-1, and we are now tied in the series at 2. All right, here we go. Crucial game number 5 right here. That will be a 5-2 Rangers victory. There you go. Shots are 51-18 in favor of the Rangers. 3 stars of the game: Ryabkin, Artamanov, and Dennis. First period, you have Marinochkin with the goal from Reed and Cataford, makes it 1-0. Then you have Venberg from Dennis, makes it 2-0. Second period, Ryabkin with a goal from Dennis and Willander, makes it 3-0. Then you have Kroxel and Kirch with the goals, makes it 3-2, heading into the third, where it is Ryabkin from Villeneuve and Artamanov, and then it's Kyla from Artamanov to make it a 5-2 victory. And we're now up 3-2 in the series. And unfortunately, Viggo Bjork goes down with an injury. Looks like a major one. Yep, 2-3 weeks with a strained ribcage muscle. Okay, so we're gonna have to go without him for a bit. And here we go into an elimination game number 6. Come on, boys. There you go. Oscar Venberg gets things started from Nadeau to make it 1-0. 2-0, Harshan Kyla from Ryabkin and Artamanov. And we're heading into the second period up by 2. Keep it going. All right, there's a goal for them. Dante Routins makes it 2-1. But there's 3-1. Bradley Nadeau from Venberg and Tomek. And we're in a good position now, 4-1. Bennett Cole with a goal from Venberg and Artamanov. And we're heading to the third, up by 3. And we get a goal from Kozlov with 1:19 remaining from Reed and Mrazek. And that'll be all she wrote. We are off to the third round once again. Shots at 33-23 in favor of your Rangers. 3 stars a game: Venberg, Artamanov, and Nadeau. And we will be facing the 44-29-9 Tampa Bay Lightning in the third round. So let's get right into it. Game 1 against Tampa will be a 1-0 Tampa victory. Ooh, shots are 40-32 in favor of your New York Rangers, but we could not sneak anything by the Tampa goaltender Novak, who gets the first star of the game. Second star, Villeneuve. Third star, McKenzie. First period, no scoring. Second period, no scoring. Third period, no scoring. No scoring in the first overtime either. And it takes a second overtime. Brett Warshawski with the short-handed goal makes it a 1-0 Tampa victory. And headed to game number 2 now. Come on. There you go. 2-1 Rangers victory. These games are close so far. Shots at 29-28 in favor of Tampa. 3 stars of the game are Kyla, Sheffield, and Ryabkin. First period, you have Oscar Venberg with a goal from Nadeau and Tomek to make it 1-0. Second period, no scoring. Third period, Ilya Morozov with a goal for Tampa to make it 1-1. And then it's Tom Willander with the game-winning goal late in the period from Ryabkin and Kyla to avoid overtime. and we have a tie series. All right, here we go. Game number 3 will be a 2-1 Rangers victory. My goodness. Shots are 30-22 in favor of Tampa. 3 stars of the game are Tamanov, Reznak, and Nadeau. First period, you have Eli McCartney with a goal for Tampa to make it 1-0. Second period, no scoring. Third period, Artamanov gets the goal early from Kyla and Dennis. And then it's Oscar Renberg with roughly 1:11 remaining in the game from Nadeau to give us the game-winning goal, and we're now up 2-1 in the series in what has been a very close series so far in regards to not giving up really any goal. There has been a total of 7 goals scored so far in this series in 3 games played. So here we go. Game number 4 will be a 6-2 Tampa victory. So maybe I spoke a little too soon. Shots are 40-29 in favor of Tampa. 3 stars of the game, Smolinski, Reznak, and McCartney. First period, you have Jowdry, Holmes, and Warshawski. Makes it 3-0 Tampa heading into the second period, where it's Reznak with the goal to make it 4-0. And in the third period, you have Jesper Arvidsson with our first goal of the game from Dennis and Willander to make it 4-1. But that's McCartney and Sum with the goals to make it 6-1. Jack Dennis with the goal from Kyla and Willander. But unfortunately, it was not nearly enough, and we are now tied at 2 in the series. All right, here we go. Game number 5, pivotal game number 5 will be a 3-2 Rangers victory. These are some close games here besides that last one. Shots are 37 apiece. 3 stars of the game, Nadeau, McCartney, and Bose. First period, Mitchell Bose with the goal from Ryabkin and Mrazek to make it 1-0. Second period, McCartney with back-to-back goals for Tampa to make it 2-1 heading into the third, where it's Bennett Cole with the goal from Nadeau and Tomek. And then it's Venberg on the power play with the game-winning goal from Nadeau and Bose to make it a 3-2 game and a 3-2 series. All right, here we go. Game number 6 in Tampa. If we win this one, we can go back to the Stanley Cup Finals for the second time in 3 years. Come on, there it is. Jack Dennis with the goal from Ryabkin and Kyla. Makes it 1-0, but there's a goal for Jordan LaBelle. Makes it tied at 1. And starting the second period now. There's a 2-1 goal for Tampa. Kaden Smolinski. 3-1 Christian Sum with the unassisted goal. 4-1 Eli McCartney. My goodness. All right, we're back in this. Igor Marinovchkin with the goal from Arvidsson and Kozlov. Makes it 4-2. Wait a minute. 4-3. Oscar Renberg from Tomek and Artamanov. But there's 5-3. Smolinski with another one. Okay, we're still in this though. Tomek with the goal. Says we're not done yet from Venberg. And it is now 5-4. Late in the second period, no, 6-4 from another one from McCartney. And we are headed into the third period down by 2. All right, there's a goal. Ryabkin from Kyla and Artamanov makes it 6-5. Do we have another in this? Yes, Martin Mrazek with the goal on defense from Cataford and Larson. We are tied at 6 and we are headed to overtime. What'll it be? Tampa with the goal. Moore gets the game winner there, as we have a 7-6 final score and we're headed to game 7. Oh boy. Shots are 43-32 in favor of the Rangers. 3 stars of the game, McCartney, Ryabkin, and Smolinski. All right, here we go. Game number 7. We're going into it once again on home ice this time. Come on, boys. There it is, 1-0. Tobias Tomek with the goal from Venberg and Dennis. 2-0 Nikita Artamanov from Cole and Kyla. And that's a good first period. Let's keep it going. Okay, Tampa gets a goal. Kaden Smolinski with one. And we're heading to the third, up by 1. Hold this lead. Get me another one. Get me another one. There it is. Jack Dennis, the defensive defenseman from Tomek and Venberg, makes it 3-1. But there's 3-2. Christian Sum with the goal. Oh, come on. 3-3. Scott McGinn. Come on, boys. Oh, my goodness. Eli McCartney. Don't do this. Don't do this. Eli McCartney with another one. Seals the deal with 2 seconds left. And we're out in the third round once again. We were really close. We were really close. We could have had that. We easily could have had that. Especially since we at one point had a 2-0 lead after the first period. Like, that's annoying. That's really annoying. Shots at 35-31 in favor of your New York Rangers. 3 stars of the game, McCartney, Dennis, and Smolinski. So unfortunate for sure. I think we could have had that one, but nonetheless, we do lose in the third round. So we have not been able to create the magic of 3 seasons ago with the 2034-35 team as of yet, but we're right there. We're right there. And that's why it's so annoying that we that we're out in the third round here again. Like once again, it's just so close to sniffing the Stanley Cup Finals again. And we even went up 3-2 in the series, but we're just not quite good enough, unfortunately. So let's check out these stats. You have Andreasen, who actually played instead of Vinny with a 902 during these playoffs. I mean, he took us up to the third round, so I'm not complaining too much, but I would have preferred Vinny being in there for sure. especially since he had a 907 during the regular season and even a 917 in the 2 games in the 44 minutes that he played during these playoffs. Now, see the skater stats. You have 26 points for Tomek in 18 games played. He was great. Then you have Venberg, Kyla, and Nadeau all with 19. Artamonov with 18. Dennis with 14. He's really been fantastic offensively as of late. Hopefully he can keep that up. Just be an all-around complete defenseman. That would be so nice. That would be really great to have a defenseman like that. That was such a good trade. Then you have 11 points for Ryabkin, 10 for Cole, 9 for Bjork in 12 games played, Willander with 8, Mrazek with 7, Arvidsson and Villeneuve with 6, Bose, Kozlov, and Cataford with 5, Marinochkin, Larson, and Reed with 3. Then you have the other Reed with 1. And your 2036-37 Stanley Cup champions are the Nashville Predators. They last won in 2023. They went through San Jose, Winnipeg, LA, and Tampa the first 3 in 7 games. So they played quite a bit to get to those finals, and well-deserved victory there against Tampa, it seems. All right, so as far as upcoming FAs go, I think Villeneuve's got to go. He's he's asking for 7.9 now and a no trade clause for 3 years. No, thank you. I mean, he's good. Don't get me wrong, he's good, but not that good. And with the way things are with the cap right now, that is not something we can afford. So we're not going to be renewing him. Marinochkin only had 13 points this season. That was very underwhelming for him compared to what he usually does. Usually a 35 or 40 point getter. And he is asking for 6.8 for 3 years. So we're definitely not doing that. Then you have Cameron Reed. He wants 5.7. No, thank you. He was just supposed to be a depth player, really. And he's making 3.75 right now. He only had 7 points in 37 games played this year. And he's asking for that much. No, thank you. So we will be releasing him as well. Henry, I think I'm going to release. Reinhardt, I will leave on auto qualify for right now. Souter wants 1.6 for 3 years. I wouldn't mind bringing him back. He's got the 3-star ability as well, but it doesn't seem like he's close to a 3-star ability, or at least it doesn't seem like he should be. At least not with these ratings. To be honest, I don't know how he's a 3-star ability. I am not sure how he's a 3-star ability. That does not seem like a 3-star ability to me. He doesn't even seem like an NHL level player, to be honest. So I'll leave him on auto qualify, I guess, but he certainly is not a 3-star ability, that's for sure. Evgeny Kozlov, an actual 3-star ability. He had 23 points this year, a 55 grade, 53 hits, so he's not much of a hitter. Wants 4.5. I'll leave him on auto qualify for right now. I do think I want to re-sign him, but I want to see what our cap situation is like first. Then you have Wickstrom, who wants $3 million for 6 years. I would say that's a good deal for him. So yeah, I think we're going to do that. And I got him down to 2.82 for 6 years. I'd say that's a pretty good deal. So I think with all that being done, we can advance up the NHL awards now. We have an offer for Marinochkin, who, once again, we're not re-signing. Will Georges, 20 years of age, 1-star ability, 2.5-star potential. I mean, he's not bad, but I think I'll hold off to the last possible second. So June 30th. And here we go. Time for the awards ceremony. For the Ted Lindsay, you have William Kari of Winnipeg, who had 46 goals and 105 points this season for Winnipeg. For the Art Ross, you have Connor Bedard, 44 goals, 107 points. And for the Maurice Richard, it is Quinn Kennedy of Washington, 47 goals, 90 points. For the Lady Byng, you have Quentin Girardin of Winnipeg, 35 goals and 78 points. And for the Bill Masterton, you have Bobby Brink of Pittsburgh with the 20 goals, 46 points. Mark Messier Leadership Award goes to Jeff Butazzoni, 14 goals, 31 points. And for the Jennings, you have Vasil Chernev of LA with a 925 save percentage in 67 games played. For the Hart between McDavid, Kari, and Bedard, it is William Kari. For the Conn Smythe, it is Nolan Saunderson of Nashville with 18 points in 26 games played as a defenseman. For the Calder between Giulio Giacalone, Maxim Yegorunin, and Jonathan Iverson, it is Giulio Giacalone of Detroit with 44 points. And for the Norris between Henry Brustowitz, Marcus Kiersey, and Mike Croxall, it is Mike Croxall of Pittsburgh with 88 points. And for the Selke between Gavin Brindley, Matteo Norbert, and Ethan Bryant, it is Matteo Norbert of LA with 49 points. For the Vezina between Jeremy Swayman, Carl Limbaum, and Vasil Chernev, it is Vasil Chernev of LA with the 925 save percentage and 11 shutouts in 67 games played. GM of the Year between Kyle Dubas, yours truly, and Chris Abbott is Chris Abbott of Toronto. For the Jack Adams between Jim Slater, Martin St. Louis, and Marco Halloran. It is Marco Halloran of Toronto. And now let's take a look and see what signing deadlines we have coming up. Winkler, I think I will sign. Then I think I'll also sign Anderson, but that appears to be it for prospects on expiring rights. And here's our 2036-37 season summary. We reached the playoffs, had a winning season, and a winning percentage of 600 or better. No negative categories. Longevity bonus of 12. Financial health bonus of 1. Total season scores 32. Total career scores so far of 363. And I decided to put points into physical, offensive, and defensive training. And now that we're on June 30th, I think we'll accept this trade for Igor Marinochkin that involves Will Georges from Utah. I mean, we're not going to be re-signing him anyways. So thank you for your service, Igor Marinochkin. But it's time to move on. Complete trade. And we'll also be completing this trade involving Cameron Reed. Seattle wants him in exchange for Adams Dvorak. And he's got the 1-star ability, 2-star potential, 21 years of age. He's not much, but better than getting nothing in return. So complete trade. And those teams have exactly 1 day to negotiate with Cameron Reed and Igor Marinochkin there. All right, so we're now on July 1st. Let's take a look at what we need. In goal, you have Andreasen and Vinny, who's now down to a 2-star ability. Then on defense, you have 5, Dennis, Cole, Willander, Mrazek, and Bose. All right, so we're going to want, I would say, 1 goaltender, 2 defensemen. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 forwards, exactly. And that's with Sabo being called up. So I think we're going to want a couple of forwards as well. But I think we'll figure that all out in the next one. So before we end things off, I would like to thank our channel members once again. Really appreciate all the support. And with that, we'll end things off here. And the next one, we will start the offseason of year number 13, heading into year number 14.